Are you an introvert, extrovert, or ambivert? You find yourself at a party. What are your feelings? Do you want to hide in the corner, hoping that no one sees you, eventually slinking away back home? Or do you want to jump up on a table, chug an entire 2-6 of vodka, and dance the night away, not returning to your house until noon the next day? Or maybe it's both. Find out which one you are. But first, why not click that subscribe button and ringing the notification bell so you can finally know what kind of person you are? Because if you're going to find out personal details, it better be from your bestie. Alright, so let's talk about your personality. Which one of those 3 situations did you most identify with? Well, depending on which one you choose, you might be one of these 3 things: an introvert, an extrovert, and finally, an ambivert. Here, we're going to find out how to tell which one of the 3 you happen to be. Quickly, let's go through the 3 personality types. Introvert. The dictionary defines an introvert as a shy, reticent person, or a person predominantly concerned with their own thoughts and feelings rather than with external things. Essentially, if you like spending time with yourself more than you might like spending time with others, you might be an introvert. Right now, we'll let you know how to tell if you're an introvert. Here are the characteristics of an introvert. Characteristic number 1. Being around lots of people drains your energy. If you're out and about and you're around people and you feel totally exhausted, you might be an introvert. Don't get us wrong, introverts like being around people, as long as they're close friends. Characteristic number 2. You enjoy solitude. This might seem pretty obvious for introverts, but they like to be by themselves. However, not all the time. Very Well Mind puts it this way: this does not mean that the average introvert wants to be alone all the time. Many introverts love spending time with friends and interacting with familiar people in social situations. The key thing to remember is that after a long day of social activity, an introvert will probably want to retreat to a quiet place to think, reflect, and recharge. Characteristic number 3. You only have close friends. Speaking of spending time with friends, an introvert will most likely have a smaller group of close friends. This is most likely because meeting new people makes them feel tired, and they would rather spend time with people with whom they feel close, so that they can be themselves. Characteristic number 4. You are described as quiet. What do people call you when they describe you? Very Well Mind describes introverts like this: quiet, reserved, mellow, and are sometimes mistaken for being shy. Also, people might have a hard time getting to know introverts, as they are reserved around new people. Characteristic number 5. Too much stimulation makes you feel distracted. Think about the times when you're trying to do work. Do you need to be in a place that's totally quiet and unbothered by outside noise? Then you might be an introvert. Medium reported on a study that said, researchers have found that introverts tend to be more easily distracted than extroverts, which is part of the reason why introverts tend to prefer a quieter, less harried setting. Characteristic number 6. You're very self-aware. Because they like to spend time by themselves, introverts tend to spend a lot of time thinking about themselves, which makes them incredibly self-aware. This can either be a good thing or a bad thing. On one hand, it could mean that you spend a lot of time doing things that you love, growing yourself as a person. However, it can make everyone very self-conscious and socially awkward. Characteristic number 7. You learn by watching. When you're trying to figure out something, an introvert might learn by watching someone else for a while and then trying it out. Characteristic number 8. You like independent jobs. As an introvert, you might try to find a job that allows you to stay alone, or preferably allows you to stay at home. Extrovert. On the opposite side of the spectrum, we have the extroverts. The dictionary defines them as an outgoing, overly expressive person, or a person predominantly concerned with external things, or objective considerations. Right now, we'll let you know how to tell if you're an extrovert. Here are the characteristics of an extrovert. Characteristic number 1. You like social gatherings. Obviously, if you're an extrovert, you love being around people. In fact, it gives you energy. You get boosted from not only attending social gatherings, but hosting them as well. Pretty much, if you're happy around people, you're probably an extrovert. Characteristic number 2. You love conversations. When you're around people, whether they be your friends or not, you like to talk to them. Doesn't matter if it's deep and intellectual or just to talk about fart jokes, you're into it. Plus, you're pretty loud too. Characteristic number 3. People describe you as friendly. When people are talking about you, what words do they use? Psych2Go says that if those descriptions include friendly, approachable, and outgoing, maybe even a little loud, then you might be an extrovert. Characteristic number 4. You have a lot of friends. Because of your extroverted personality, you find yourself with not only a bunch of close friends, but just a lot of people who know your name. Then you're probably a little extroverted. Characteristic number 5. You like to talk out problems. When you find yourself in a situation where someone is mad at you, or maybe they just disagree, do you launch yourself into that talk instead of shying away? This is a characteristic of a loud extrovert. Characteristic number 6. You like new experiences. Life is all about variety, at least if you're an extrovert. When you decide to do something on the weekend, as an extrovert, you might want to do something you've never done before. Characteristic number 7. You're bored when you're alone. When you're at home, sitting around and doing nothing, do you find yourself getting bored? Do you just want to get out and be around people? Then you're probably an extrovert, at least a little bit. Characteristic number 8. You're a leader. Not only do you like being around people, you like leading them as well. Were you ever class president, leader of a community initiative, or heck, the leader of a country? Then you're probably an extrovert. And if you're the third one, please comment on our video and let us know you're watching. Characteristic number 9. You speak your mind. Finally, as an extrovert, you like to speak a lot. You're not afraid of letting people know what you think about things, even if it's controversial. Plus, you're pretty loud about it too. Why not exercise that characteristic in the comments section below? Ambivert. Alright, so while an introvert is reserved and an extrovert is someone who's out there, an ambivert is somewhere in the middle. So is there a way to answer the question, how to tell if you're an ambivert? Quickly, here are 5 signs that Healthline says you might be an ambivert. Characteristic number 1. You're a good listener and communicator. Characteristic number 2. You have the ability to regulate behavior. Characteristic number 3. You feel comfortable in social settings, but also value your alone time. Characteristic number 4. Empathy comes naturally to you. Characteristic number 5. You're able to provide balance. Does that sound like you? Well, there's more. There are a number of things extroverted introverts, or rather ambiverts, have to deal with on a daily basis. The worst is the fact that most people simply do not understand them because of the following couple of reasons. Reason number 1, they're the life of the party when they actually feel like going to parties. Reason number 2, they're confident and social when out and about, but can spend countless hours or days by themselves. Reason number 3, they can be independent and dependent at the same time. Reason number 4, they're sometimes very quiet, which can give off the wrong impression to strangers. It sounds like a complete whirlwind, doesn't it? While ambiverts are clearly very diverse and multidimensional people, they're also positively adorable and wonderful too. Alright, so now that we've looked at what might make you an ambivert and how some people might not understand them, let's talk about 7 daily struggles that they might face. Here are the daily struggles all ambiverts know to be true. Daily struggle number 1. Ambiverts love and hate the idea of a party or social gathering. It all depends on who will be there, how they feel that day, and if they're comfortable enough with being themselves around said people. Daily struggle number 2. People are continuously surprised when ambiverts admit that they're actually kind of shy. To others, they seem extremely confident and outgoing. Daily struggle number 3. Ambiverts are told off on a weekly or even daily basis for choosing to stay at home as opposed to going out. Daily struggle number 4. After several hours of interacting with people, ambiverts need to find a quiet space in order to be by themselves for a while. Daily struggle number 5. Ambiverts can display signs of being confident, shy, friendly, and reclusive, all in the space of a mere few hours. Daily struggle number 6. Strangers often believe that ambiverts are unfriendly because they tend to go quiet at times. Daily struggle number 7. Ambiverts feel strongly and passionately, but sometimes have difficulty conveying those feelings to others. Sure, they have to deal with all these daily struggles, but ultimately, ambiverts are awesome because they can curl up with a good book or be the life of the party and be completely content with either. And that about wraps it up. What did you think of our list? Would you consider yourself an introvert, extrovert, or ambivert? What do you think are the pros and cons of each? Finally, do you know how you might change your personality in order to become something you want to be? Let us know in the comment section below how you might become an introvert, extrovert, or ambivert. Enjoyed this video? Hit the like button and share with your friends. Also, subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.